Okay, so I have installed the GIMP already. So you can, if you want to download the GIMP, so you can just search for GIMP download. It's a free and open source software, right? Right, people, I'm getting some messages. Sometimes my internet connection is a little bit unstable. So if you are getting any disturbances, let me know, right? So download GIMP link is there. It is in www.gimp.org, right? So you can, by just visit into that, we can go for the latest version of the GIMP, right? So you are given the chance to download it. You can download it directly or using the torrent file, or somehow just download it, and you can just install it. Only thing you need to do is like double click on the setup file, so GIMP will get installed by itself, right? Okay, so now I'm going to start the GIMP. So I can search for GIMP. GIMP is there. So I click on it. So my software is being started. Yeah. And now, as we talk, like as we discuss, GIMP is something that helps you in graphic editing, right? And here we are working with the raster graphics, right? Not the vector graphic type. So it's made out of pixels, right? So like depending on the resolution that we are using, it will determine what is the quality of our output, right? So if you got like look into your textbook and see the textbook explains like different kinds of tools, and we should get to know what are those tools that we are going to use, right? So in the examination, they will check the same thing. So like you will be given the particular tool, and may ask about what is the function, or like what can be done by using that tool. Or like you will be given a function, then they will ask what kind of a tool that you can use to do these changes, right? So now this is the latest version of the GIMP, and I remember like there was some updates as well, right? I haven't updated yet, right? So here you got the toolbar at your left hand side, right? And above that you are having the menus, right? And once you click on the menu item, it will pop up the particular menu regarding that menu item, right? So there are many different commands inside it. So we are not going to learn about all these things, but the critical ones, right? So we are going to do a editing of a particular photograph, right? And at the below, it has this tools which is regarding the GIMP, right? So this particular toolbox is rather different from the toolbox that is showing over here. These are the earlier versions, like this is 2.8, right? And I don't know, this is something advanced version that I'm referring to, right? Does it give us the...
There's a 2.10.
This is 2.10, right? Yeah, right. Yeah, about the GIMP. Yeah, this is 2.10.22, and it says 2.10.24 is available, right? So you can download that and get installed it, right? The only thing is it is not updating the GIMP, like we have to like go through the same installation scenario like when we are like going to a new version, right?
Air break.
Yeah. So the toolbox, we can change the size of the toolbox by using these little three dots. So like we can expand it, or we can make its width lower, or minimize the width, but up to a certain point, right? Not we are not allowed to go all over the way, right? And if you select on a particular tool, the properties regarding that tool will be displayed over here, right? And each of these tool has their different properties where we can use, like if you take a particular brush, we can change the size from here, right? And some aspect ratios, angles, spacing. We are not going to go into those details very much, but just get to know the properties are here, right? And again, as you can see, there are in the tools, there are some small arrowheads at the edge of it. So that means there are more tools inside that, right? So like almost everything, unless this tool, so, like some of the tools are not having that particular arrowhead, but most of the tools are having that particular arrowhead. So that means that tool contains more tools inside it. Now, if you move the mouse pointer to a specific tool, it will show what is the particular tools that we have, right? And for the moment, I have select the first one. So if you want to change the tool, first you have to click on it, right? Then when you give a single click, the tools will be visible, right? So you can change to the tool that you want. So if you click on the alignment, this will change as the alignment, right? Just by moving the mouse pointer will give you a preview what are the tools inside it, but it won't allow you to change. If you want to change, just click on it, click once. Yeah, rather you give a long click, right? Not just one click. Click nikan single click expand karanne. It's better you give a long click, right? Then you can move, right? So likewise, there are many different tools, right? We are going to talk about this, each one of those, almost everything, right? So this is having some list in here, right? So you can deal with those. And when it comes to a tool, you can find there are some keyboard shortcuts as well. So if you want to select the tools in a frequent manner, like change the tools in a frequent manner, just by remembering the shortcut. So letter M will for the move, letter Q is for the alignment. So like if you press Q on your keyboard, so it changes, right? If you press M, it changes to a move, right? So likewise, so if you think about this, like rectangle tool, it's R, ellipse tool, it's E, right? So if I take R, so the rectangle tool selected. If you press E, ellipse tool selected, right? So likewise, when we are doing the graphic editing, අපිට graphic එක උඩ ගොඩක් දේවල් එහෙට මෙහෙට කරනකොට එක එක tools ඕන වෙනවා, move කරන්න ඕන වෙනවා, crop කරන්න ඕන වෙනවා, right? Resize කරන්න ඕන වෙනවා. So හැම වෙලාවටම like taking the mouse into the specific tool and clicking it will be a little bit teasing for you, right? So it's better you know how to move along the tools, right? So take a practice at the Canada, right? ගොඩක් වෙලාවට professionally මේකත් එක්ක deal කරන අයට it is very much important, right? And if you think about your right hand side, first it is showing you some properties of the particular tools, right? Here, the hardness of the brushes and all these things, right? And now this particular space is the one which helps you the most when it comes to the when you are trying to add up when you are trying to edit a particular photo, right? So this is called the layer area, right? So you can go to the file. Still we don't have any working space over here, so you can go to the file and you can create a new one, right? Once you plus new, it will just asking you to create a new image. New image means actually it's a new canvas, right? So it's an empty page that is giving you to create what you are hoping to create, right? So there you are asked to choose the resolution, right? So or the image size in pixels, right? So you can see like the height and width is given in the pixels, as we talked about the resolutions. And then it is asking us to like informing us how many uh, pixels per inch is there, PPI is there. So like regarding, like according to this number, it will like increase the size of the image, or like the capacity of the image, or decrease the capacity of the image. So that's what you call like the low resolution and high resolution kind of things, right? And the color scheme, right? So you can go to the advanced option if you want, and you can change the resolution, right? And the color space, right? So it has two, RGB and grayscale, right? In case if you got the CMYK color space, you will be the option will be given here, right? So you can change it to the CMYK, but here we got RGB and grayscale. Grayscale means like black and white property. So if you choose it in grayscale, that means you are going that your canvas is taking everything as a black and white picture, right? අපි colored picture එකක් දැම්මත් එයා black and white එකක් විදිහටම තමයි අරගන්නේ grayscale mode එක තේරුවා, right? So there are some precisions, gamma, those are some additional features. Just search those things, right? So you can see what is those. And here at the top of this window, we have predefined sizes as well. If you click on this little arrowhead, you can see what are the sizes. So it is A0 from A0 to A1, A2, A3, A4, A5, A6, and A7s, right? And the B sizes, and there are various sizes. The sizes of the business cards are there, sizes of the web banners are there, right? And sizes of the photographs and the envelopes kind of things, right? So everything is there, right? So you can just select a size. So if I select A4, and these two little icons indicates whether your canvas is going to be a portrait one or a landscape one, right? So I select a portrait one, and then I can press OK. So it will give me the working area, right? So here at the top, the measurements are in centimeters, right? So and here as well, right? So if you want, you can change it, right, by using the preference, right, which I'm not going to do over here, right? And you can see that there is a one layer indicating at this area, right? The layer window, right? So you can import the pictures into this, right? Computer එකේ තියෙන ඕන තරම් pictures ගියාලා මේකට තියන්න පුළුවන්. So each and every picture will be taken as a new layer, right? So then we can deal with those pictures separately, right? Okay, so let's refer it with the textbook contents as well. So we talked about the main toolbox, which is this, right? And we talk about the tool options. I told you the one which displays the options of the tools when a particular tool is selected. An image window, right? that is the working area, the canvas, right? And the fourth one, they say a layer, channels, and path. That means like where it shows what are the layers and what are the channels that we use. I'll tell you what means by the channel, right? And the last one is the brushes, patterns, and gradients, right over here, right? So let's proceed forward. And here they are like talking about the toolbox and what they are doing, right? So yeah, to discuss these things, I'm going to take a picture to your working area. Let me take one. So when I'm taking the pictures onto this layer, we can go to the file and we can say open. If you say open, it's going to open as a separate file. Like if I go to file and if I say click on the open, so without that I'll check. There is a picture about the cat. That may take a practicals. I'll take a cat from here. Right, so you can select a particular one. Either you can double click or you can click and press open. Right, so you can see it is it's indicate a new tab over here. This is the page that we have. Like if you want the cat on this canvas, so you can go to the file and you can open it as a layer, right? So you press open as layer and you press cat and then you press OK. So it is given onto this particular working area. And if you look closely, you can see, now you can see two layers on your right hand side, right? So the background, which was created when we are having the sheet, and this cat, right? So I'll start it from the very first tool that you can see is the move tool, right? This tool, the move tool. Once you select the move tool, you can select the particular, just a second people. Right, so from this move tool, we can move the selected layer here and there, right? And now if I take another picture, open onto this as a layer, the elephant, open, right? So my tool has the ability, the move tool has the ability to move the selected layer, right? අපි ගිහලා click කරන layer එක move කරන්න යාට පුළුවන්කමක් තියෙනවා. But some of your tools may not give this ability. It is because the property of this tool is select with this, move the active layer. Now, in this case, if it is been selected with move the active layer, now my active layer is elephants.jpg. I think you can see the difference of the elephants.jpg and the cat.jpg. Elephant එක select වෙලා කියලා පේනවා. ඒක ටිකක් කළු පාටින් පේන්නේ. cat.jpg එක අලු පාටට හුරු කළු පාටක් තියෙනවා, right? Once I click on the cat.jpg, same happens to the elephant.jpg. Now when you are selected with move the active layer, or you can't like move your mouse pointer to the particular picture and move it, right? When it says move the active layer means the selected one, so it can change, right? And if you really want to change this into the other way around, like changing the way that we selecting a picture, like clicking and sending it here and there, like other than selecting the same layer of the or the active layer of the GIMP, you can change the option over here, right? Then make a දීලා තිබ්බම තමයි active layer එක එහෙට මෙහෙට වෙන්නේ. ඒතර මට elephant picture ගාවට ගිහිල්ලා එහෙට මෙහෙට කරත් මේ වෙලාවේ active වෙලා තියෙන click කරලා තියෙන layer එක, so it doesn't change. This is what happens when you select the elephants.jpg, right? And you can choose the option that I have given earlier, pick a layer or guide. So once we done that, we can select the specific photo by visiting the particular layer, right? So that is what the move tool does. Is that clear, people?
Yes, sir.
Right, great. How about others?
Yes.
Right. Okay. Right now, the next tools, I told you about the move tool. The move tool is like somewhere down over here. Yeah. So these two ones are the selecting tools, right? So if you want to select some portion of your picture in a rectangle manner or a circle manner, right? Then you can use that particular one, right? So what you are going to do is you select the particular first you have to select a particular layer. So let me make this working area bigger, or like zoom in, right? How we are going to zoom in, there is a small shortcut by pressing the control button and moving the mouse wheel, right? And you can change the things by moving the scroll bars, right? So I'll make it bigger for you. Right, so I'll make it like this, right? So the move the selection tools are over here, the ellipse tool and the rectangle tool. So first I click on the ellipse tool. So ellipse tool allow me to select a selection in a circular manner, right? So what we can do is we can just click on a place and drag the mouse to mark the selection. So anywhere you click and drag, it will mark the selection. But drawing selections like this is not selecting all the places in your picture, right? So all you have to do is just draw one particular selection, and then you can select the needed part, which is going to be like copy or like to be deleted, right? For that kind of things, right? So if I need to select the face of the cat, right, I can use this, right? Now when you are drawing the selection, there may be places or the situations where you need to change the selection, like change the size, right? So you can do it by moving your mouse pointer to the centers of each line like this, right? So this is the way that you are going to do it, right? So you have to move your mouse to the middle of the selection, and from the corners we can change the height and the width at once, right? And if we want to select the movement, we can just click on the selection and move it, right? So here I'm selecting, and I'll mark it over here. Right, so like this, I'm taking the selection like this. So once you've done the selection, you can copy the selection and you can paste it as you want, right? So to the pinturකින් වාට කැමති කොටසක් circle එකක් විදිහට, right? Ellipse එකක් විදිහට select කරගන්න ඕන නම් this is the tool that you are going to use, right? So once I select this particular selection, I can right click on this and go to the edit and ask to copy or cut or whatever the thing, or like I can just bind like very simply I can say Control C. That is a shortcut for the copying, Control C, right? And I can paste that copied one using Control V, right? Right, so I'll press Control C, and remember, when you are doing this, it's better you select the particular layer that you need to get copied with. The කලින් mark කරලා තිබුණේ මගේ elephant layer. So the selection is done on the elephant layer. දැන් elephant layer එකේ මම දැන් මේ selection එක දීලා තියෙන තැන මුකුත් නැහැ. මොකද elephant ඉන්නේ මෙතනනේ. So there are white backgrounds all over the elephant layer. The elephant layer in the elephant picture විතරයි. Right? If I need to select the face of the cat, I have to select the cat layer. Then I can press Control C, that is for copy the selection, and Control V, that is to paste the selection. People, just a second. Hello. Right. So what I was telling is like when you are doing the selection, make sure that you are selecting the correct layer first thing. So then you can draw the selection and you can change the selection as you want, right? Then you can copy and paste or cut and paste or delete the selection. You can do anything, right? So if I press the delete button, the face of the cat will be gone, right? You can undo and redo using the Control Z button and the Control Y button. Control Z will undo and Control Y will redo. The very same shortcut as the Word, right? So if I want to take a copy, I can right click and go for the edit and take a copy, or else I can simply give Control C, right? So it will have a copy. Then I can do a Control V to paste. And did you recognize before now once I copied, now my copied things will be there on the clipboard. You can see there are only 3 layers over here, right over here, right? So now I'm pasting. See, I got a new layer, float-in selection, pasted layer, it says. Right now, when you have this float-in selection, you can see the indications right over here, the green button, this particular thing, and the anchor mark. So anchor mark means like to be pasted on the same layer, and this particular icon indicates paste it as a new layer, right? So let me show the icons that you can see over here. Yeah, see, this is the new layer icon, and this is the anchoring, right? So anchoring means like it will be anchored on the same particular layer, right? So I'm going to add this as a new layer, right? So now I got 4 different layers. Elephant is here, cat is here, this is background, and this is the pasted layer, right? So if you take the move tool and move it, you can see a particular cat face which has taken as a selection, right? So it's a ellipse selection. If you want a rectangle selection, so you can use it by taking the rectangle selection tool, right over here. So you can do a rectangle selection. Then again, you can Control C and paste, right? Oh, hold on, everyone. I think I have, yeah, I have selected the pasted layer over here. So it's from the cat. So as you can see, it's a rectangle selection, right? So that is how you select the things, copy and paste things. So you can do select it, you can do the cut and paste, you can do the copy and paste, you can do the deletion, right? So remember, now when it comes to the selection, this is due to a particular shape, either a circle one, either a rectangle one, rectangle like the square type, right? And if you want a selection like as per your need, again, අපිට හරියටම දැන් පූසගේ කියන්නේ ඔළුව වටේටම අපිට select කරලා අරගන්න ඕනේ නම් rectangle එකක් square type එකක් විදිහට නැතුව, right? So you can use a tool. There is a tool called the free select, right? So this free select tool is allowing you to draw your selection as you want, right? Now I have clicked my left mouse button, and I draw around the cat face, right? I click again, select again, undo, right? So then you can take a selection somewhere very sharp, or like not very sharp, but at the borders near the අපිට හරියටම මෙයාව සිලෙක්ට් කරගන්න ඕන නම් නේද? දැන් සිලෙක්ට් වෙලා තියෙන එකක් අපි නැති කරගන්නේ කොහොමද? අපිට පුළුවන් deselect karan, right? You can go to the select and you can say none, right? Select none karan. You can use shift control A, right? That is the shortcut. So if you press shift control and A, the selection is gone. So using the free select, we can just draw around the cat's face. And I'm doing the selection. So if I take a copy of this, all right, hold on. To do the selection, I need to select the cat image, right? Then I do the copy and pasting. So if I take the move tool and move it, yeah, here we go. So these are the 3 selections that I have done, right? So this is from the square selection, this is the ellipse selection, and this is the free selection, right? So අපි free tool එකට lasso tool එක කියලා කියනවා. මේක නම් lasso කියලා කියන්නේ නැහැ. Like in the Photoshop, we refer it as the lasso tool, right? And there is the other selection tool called the magic wand, which in the GIMP they call it as the fuzzy tool. Fuzzy tool is something that allows you to select quickly, right? So let's take the fuzzy tool and see what it does. Right, so I'm selecting the cat layer and I'm selecting the magic wand over here. So if I click, see, you can see when I'm moving my magic wand here and there, right? If I click on a particular color, it will select me the similar things, right? I don't need to draw around, right? It will select me the places. And if you click and drag, you can see how the selection happens, right? This is how I'm clicking and dragging the tool. So you can see like many different selections can be done. But this selection is not very good when the when a particular like when the picture contains many different colors, right? And again, there is this trick. The trick is like, first I select a particular color, then in the fuzzy select, there are some mods over here, right? If I magnify it to you, these are the mods. This is called replace the current selection. This is called add to color current selection. And this is called subtract from color selection and intersect with the current selection. So here you can use this add to current selection. දැන් මෙතන ක්ලික් කරලා මම ඊළඟට මේ පහළ ක්ලික් කරොත් මම මේ ක්ලික් කරගෙන යන ඒරියා ටික එයා ටිකෙන් ටික ඇඩ් කරගන්නවා සිලෙක්ෂන් එකට. Right? So when we selecting something complex, this will help us, right? Sorry, again selection එක drag ගුණා එකපාරට. Right, so like this we can give the selection. Right, so likewise I can select the cat face. Now this is something very sharp when we are doing the selection, right? හරියටම borders වලින් අපිට කපලා ගන්න පුළුවන්, right? But it takes time again, right? Because we have to go on each and every detail and search for the places which is not being selected, right? Likewise, but now if I take a copy, Control C and Control V, so this is the selection it does, and you can see some selection has not happened over here. You know, the සුදු පාට මතුවලා තියෙනවා යටින් right? So it's that you can select the things, but මේ වගේ complex එකක අපිට ටිකක් අමාරුයි. හැබැයි අපි අර මොන හරි දැන් උදාහරණයක් විදිහට සුදු පාට background එකක් තියෙන එකකින් අකුරු ටික වෙන් කරලා ගන්න අවශ්‍ය නම් we can clearly use this thing, right? Okay, so anyway, this is the fuzzy tools options, right? And there is another one called select by color, right? So if I use select by color, here I have select by color, and if I click here, I'm sorry, cat should be selected, right? So it is much broader selection which is given over here. Oh my god. Oh no, that is blocking. That you can't touch this. Right? It's okay. Right. So it is given the very similar effect, but the color selection is much specific in that place. Right, again, මුළු picture එකේම මං click කරන තැන තියෙන color එක select වෙනවා. Right, මං blue color එක select කරොත් ඒ මගේ blue මං click කරපු තැන තිබ්බ blue එක තියෙන හැම තැනම එයා select කරගන්නවා. Right? But when it comes to the fuzzy select, can මම select කරන area එකේ තියෙන දෙයක් විතරයි එයා select කරගන්න. Right? Right, continuously අරගන්න පුළුවන් selection එක they will take. Okay, so that is regarding the free and lasso, and that means the fuzzy and the magic wand, the same names, then the by color, right? And the scissor, it creates path to select shapes, right? We'll look into that, and as well as there is foreground, and the bucket fill and all these things are about the painting, right? So when it comes to the scissor, or like the scissor select, I can select it like this. Now scissor selection is something very sharp when we are doing it, right? එයා එක ජාතියේ edges colors වලින් edges වලින් අපිට select කරගන්න උදව් කරනවා, right? So like if you click on a one particular place, it will set its path automatically regarding the color selection. දැන් මම මේ කන ගාව settle කරොත් එයා හරියටම කනේ රවුමටම selection එක අරගන්නවා, right? So when we are having a selection like this, hold on people. Here it's select and it is not giving me as a selection. It's a problem. Hold on. Selection has happened over here. Calling paste to check connect me. Yeah, so this is the selection I got from that, right? And let me do it again. Right, and before I do the selection, I'll tell you some other thing as well. First, I select the cat.jpg, and here it is using three different modes: anti-aliasing, feather edges, interactive boundaries. So if you give feather edges, we can have a very the selection won't be very sharp like this. මේ වගේ sharp වෙන්නේ නැහැ. feather edge එක දුන්නම selection එක යා පොඩක් කියන්නේ පොඩි feather effect එකක් විදිහට. දැන් feather එකක තියෙන්නේ feather එකේ center එකට වෙන්න වර්ණවල ඝනකම වැඩි, feather එක කෙලවරට යනකොට වර්ණවල ඝනකම අඩු වෙනවනේ. අන්න ඒ වගේ effect එකක් they are going to apply to this, right? So if I select from the cat and if I draw it quickly, right? So once I done with the selection, I have to change my scissor select into the move tool. Then it just give me the selection, right? Still I'm on the cat layer, so now I can copy and paste, right? So when I move that, yeah, this is the selection. Now as you can see, this is what you call the feather selection. feather effect එක කියලා කියන්නේ මේකට. දැන් මේ මගේ select කරපු එකේ edges sharp නෑ මෙයාගේ වගේ. දැන් මේකේ edges sharp, right? This is what you call feather selection, right? So those are the ways that we can do the selections on a particular picture, right? So there are several ways of selecting. According to your requirement, you choose what is the selection that you are going to do, right? And I need you to show you some thing like that using this magic wand selection වල අපි ටක් ගාලා select කරගන්න පුළුවන් කියලා කිව්වේ white background එකක් තියෙනකොට. So let me take a particular image. This is something I recently done. Yeah, if I open something like this, right? දැන් මේකට සුදු පාට background එකක් තියෙනවා. අපිට සුදු පාට background එක අස් කරගන්න ඕනේ නම්, right? So we can do it easily, right? So I'll show you the crop tool as well, right? Now this tool is called the crop tool. Crop tool can be used to crop the image. Crop කරනවා කියලා කියන්නේ image එකේ කොටසක් අපිට අරගන්න පුළුවන්. මට මේ HTML කියන part එක විතරක් ඕනේ නම් I can crop my this particular image onto this. So crop tool එක select කරලා click and drag කරාම so it indicates you what is being cropped and what is going to disappear, right? ඉතිරි වෙන්නේ මේ real colors වලින් පේන ටික අඳුරු වෙලා වගේ තියෙන ටික crop එකෙන් පස්සේ නැති වෙනවා ගන්න. So I can press enter to apply the crop. So this is how you are going to crop it. Now still you need this you only need the circle and the HTML words and all these things. Like you don't need the white color. If you don't want the white color, you can get rid of the white color, right? So like how we are going to do it, like we can select it and have a copy and paste, right? So we can select entire thing by selecting Control Shift and A. I'm sorry, Control A, right? Will give you the fully selection. So using this fuzzy tool, right? I can, there is a mod saying like subtract from the current selection. And the select කරලා තියෙන එකෙන් අඩු කරන්න කියලා කියන්නේ. So I'll select that and I click on this white area now. I'm going to click on this white area. See, look closely what happened, right? And let me make it bigger, right? I'm clicking on this. Yeah, now you can see my selection came up to this circle, right? And this particular selection is there, so I'm going to click in that. So now my circle is being chosen. එතකොට දැන් මගේ selection එකෙන් සුදු පාට අඩු වුණා, right? If I want to deselect the white background inside this circle, still I can click on that white background, so it is gone, right? So now I can put a Control C and a Control V, so new layer appears, so I can paste it, right? And you can see like there is an there is a eye icon over here, so it is there to close the particular layer and open. Close means like visible and invisible, right? So you can take away the visibility by clicking on this eye, right? So I'm going to click on the eye of this particular layer, which is in the very bottom, right? So එතකොට උනේ මෙන්න මේ සුදු පාට icon එක තියෙන layer එක නැති වුණා, right? දැන් මගේ copy වෙලා ආවිලා තියෙන layer එකේ මේ කහ පාට කැලලක් පේන්න තියෙනවා, මට එයාව ඕනේ නැහැ, right? So I can get rid of that using the eraser. This is the eraser. So I can take the eraser and I can select the pasted layer, then I can erase it up very easily, right? අපිට සුදු පාට මකන්න ගියා නම් හරියටම මෙයා වටේට සුදු පාට මකනවා කියන එක it's very hard to do, right? On that case we can use it like this, right? දැන් අපිට PNG image එකක් හදා ගන්න උනොත්, ඒ කියන්නේ transparency තියෙන image එකක් හදා ගන්න උනොත් අපිට මේ විදිහට තමයි අපි PNG images හදාගන්නේ. We get rid of the images, the background, and we export this as a PNG image, right? අපිට file ගිහිල්ලා export කරන්න පුළුවන්. මම එතනට එන්නම් කොහොමද ඒ වැඩේ කරන්න කියන එක ලොකු දෙයක් නෙවෙයි, right? File, you go to file and go to the export as. So they will ask what kind of a file type that you need to convert this into, right? I can change the extension over here into PNG, right? Then I can export it. I'm going to export this into the desktop, right? By just indicating HTML. So I export it. Right, so it is asking for some particular settings. I'm just pressing the export to do the exportation. So export has happened. So now you can see, yeah, this is the icon. This is the, you can see it is transparent. I take a background, take a see-through. Right, so if you open this, you will see the white background because may I get a can I මේ photo viewer එකේ background එක තියෙන සුදු පාටින් ඒකයි මෙයාට සුදු පාට පේන්නේ, right? So if you take this to the GIMP, ඔයගලන්ට GIMP වලට picture එකක් ගේන්න පුළුවන් මෙහෙම drag and drop, right, to the relevant layer, right? So you can just drag and drop it over here, right? So it is just dropped, but it is very big in size, right? We can move the layer here and there. So you can see the it has a transparent background, right? Like this, right? So what you have to remember is like there are ways that you can do it. Make a practice කළාම තමයි අඳුන ගන්න වෙන්නේ, right? For your exam, it's better you know what the tool does, right? මේ තරම් details යන්න අවශ්‍ය නැහැ. ඔයගලන්ගේ book එකේ ඒ තරම් details ගැන කතා කරන්න කියලා නැහැ. But it's better you get to know about the tools, right? So selection happens like that, people. So I'll keep it right over here. අපි ඊළඟට resize කරන්නේ වට ඕක ඕන වෙනවා. Right, this foreground tool selects a region containing foreground objects. ඒ කියන්නේ අපි මෙයාගේ foreground tool එක මට මතක විදිහට ඒගොල්ලෝ foreground එක අරගෙන දැම්මා. Yeah, here's the foreground select. Right, so I can do the selection like this, right? Let me take it to the proper place. Hold on. People, I'm getting the messages saying my internet connection is unstable. Am I clear at your side? Please confirm.
So you break sometimes.
I break sometimes, neither. Right. Yeah. ඒක ගොඩක් disturb වුණොත් පොඩක් කියන්න මට, right? Okay, let me zoom this. So let me use the foreground, right? So it is something very similar to the lasso tool, right? But I can select, right? And here when I select the foreground selection, they are giving me this kind of a window, right? Oh, I'm sorry, I think I have selected the wrong layer. Yes, just a second, people. I'll do a quick selection. For some reason, it's not giving me the. No, for some reason, the tools options are not working, people. Let me go through it. Right, right. So the other tools are like the brush tool. So paint bucket is there to paint something. Gradient tool is there to create a gradient, right? And pencil, it is to draw something. Paintbrush, it is to draw something in a thicker line with the thicker lines, right? Like we are like painting from a brush. Eraser, you have experienced the eraser. We can erase things on the on a particular layer. Airbrush, that is kind of a spray, right? Api spray cooking deval karna wage, we can do that. And ink, it will give us the ink uh, feeling, right? Or the ink appearance, right? Api සාමාන්‍ය පෑනකින් ලියනවා වගේ නෙවෙයි තීන්ත පෑනකින් දෙයක් ලියනකොට, right? Those kind of options are given. I'll come to this clone and all these things, right? Let's first go through these things. So yeah, I'm going to off all my cat related layers, right? Only by just keeping the major cat on the screen, right? Right. So I'll put the cat over here and this HTML1 right over here, right? So I'm selecting the cat layer. If I take the paint bucket now, you can see my paint bucket, the bucket fill over here, right? Once I select the paint bucket, it is giving me different kinds of properties, right? To select foreground fill, select background fill, pattern fill, right? So there are many. So if I select the foreground fill, right?
No, your voice is not clear.
Right, okay, though. Right, okay. Hold on. Let me change the internet connection. Not that. Let's go with this one and see. Yeah, is it clear though, people? Am I clear?
Now it's clear.
Right, great. Okay, so I'm taking the paint bucket. It is right over here. So bucket fill tool. So FG color is selected, foreground color. So the colors will be indicated by these two squares. So the box or the square in front is indicating foreground color. The color which is at the back is indicating background color, right? So the foreground is white for the moment. So if I click on that, if I click on this, actually double click on the front square, it will open me something like this. Even for a single click, we can take it as well, right? Just click on the square, then it will give you the color palette, right? I think I have shown you this at the other day as well when we are talking about the colors. So you can choose any particular color you want. All right, let me choose a green and pressing OK. So that box is appearing as green. So now you can see my icon is changed into a bucket. So I have selected the cat JPG. So I go on to the cat, the image, and I click on the cat. Can you see what is happening? So according to the selection of the image, right? Image එකේ එකම පාට තියෙන තැන් තමයි ඒගොල්ලෝ fill කරන්නේ. Right? If I select the HTML PNG over here and click on this, so entire circle gets green. මොකද මුළු circle එකේම තිබ්බේ එකම පාට. If I click on this particular one gets green. Right? So likewise, I can change the colors. Then I can do the difference. Right? Anybody? ළමයි විනාඩියක් ඉන්න. Right. Sorry, ළමයි. So likewise, we can use the paint bucket, right? So we can fill the places that we want, right? And remember, the filling will happen according to the colors of the picture. එකම ජාතිය color spread වෙලා තියෙන තැන තමයි ඒගොල්ලෝ fill කරගන්නේ, right? So the gradient, it's happening in a different manner, right? Now let's see what happens with the gradient. So the gradient comes in the very same place where I find the bucket. It's the very same point, gradient. You can use the G to take the gradient tool at once, right? So I'm selected with this HTML PNG. So to apply the gradient, I just click and drag, right? So this is what happens with the gradient, right? So it will cover up the particular surface, right? So gradient එක spread වෙන ප්‍රමාණය තමයි that they are showing you from the starting point and the ending point. Then you have to press enter to apply that. You can add the gradient to the places that you want, right? But it will definitely clear out your entire picture, right? And yeah, let me do this experiment to you, right? So what I'm trying to do over here is I'm going to give, I have taken the HTML image, and I'm going to select all, and I'm going to reduce my selection to select only the image that I want, right? Then I select my gradient. I'm taking a different color. Let's say this time I'm taking blue. Now I'm applying my gradient. Can you see what is happening? Right? So once you select a particular thing, you can apply your gradient only for the selection. Right? Then කලින් සැරේදී මෙතනදී මම selection එකක් තිබුණේ නැහැ. It's just the entire picture that I got, right? So when I'm applying it, it will cover the entire picture, right? If I take the cat, if I draw it, it will select the entire picture, right? But if you give it a selection, so you can apply the gradient only for the selection. And same goes with the other things as well. Bucket එකෙන් fill කරන වෙලාවට, if you have given a selection, only that selection will be filled, right? Then අපිට මේ catව විතරක් gradient එකට capture කරගන්න ඕන නම්, like I'll give this kind of a selection, right? Then I'm taking gradient tool and apply it. So it is only applying to the selection, right? So that is how the gradient tool works. Yeah, people, is it clear so far? Lamai, can I have the confirmation?
Yes, sir.
Right, okay. How about the others? Right, great.
Sir,
Oh, yes, yes, do.
so how can we zoom the picture?
We can zoom the
Can you-
picture. Yeah, we can zoom the picture like this, do. You can use the control button in your keyboard, right? And you can scroll your mouse wheel, right? Forward and backward. Scrolling forward or rolling forward will increase it, and rolling backward will decrease it. Or otherwise,
Okay, sir.
here you are got in a zoom tool right over here. So you can click on that, and you can choose the zoom in or zoom out option. So if you put zoom in, so once you click on a particular place, it will zoom. If you zoom out, it will zoom out. But the shortcut will be come in handy when you are doing those things, right? Right? So likewise, then and there is like, if you want to move a particular one, we can press the space bar, and with the help of the mouse, we can move it. Right? අපිට move tool එක ගාවට මේ යන්න ඕනේ නැහැ. You can click the space bar and you can move it, right? And you can press in the control button. You can do the zooming in and zooming out part, right? Okay, so that is about the bucket fill and the gradient tool, right? And regarding the paintbrush, so there are paintbrush tool pencil, airbrush, ink, and my paintbrush. That is something that we can create. So if I take the paintbrush, now the brush properties are shown here. Now here my brush is just a black dot. So if I use it, let me disable my pictures. I'm keeping only the background over here, right? And I'll get rid of the selections, right? I'm selecting the background. So if I draw, you can see like this is clicking and drawing, right? So likewise, I can draw it. And as you can see, like the starting point of the brush, එක brush එකකම effect එක තමයි අපිට දෙන්නේ. ඒ කියන්නේ පටන් ගන්න තැන colors ප්‍රමාණය අඩුයි. ඊට පස්සේ තමයි ආ colors ටික හරියට continue කරන්නේ. Right? And you can change the brush from here, as well as you can change the size of the brush from here, right? Either you can use these arrowheads, or once you move your mouse pointer at the middle of this bar, your mouse pointer like comes like an arrow kind of thing. So you can click and drag to increase the brush size. So you can change the colors from here, and you can draw it. And this is I'm trying to draw my brush in a very quick manner. නේද අර පින්සලකම දෙන ඉෆෙක්ට් එක තමයි යා දෙන්නේ. හයියෙන් ඇදගෙන ගියොත් right, if it dragged very quickly ඒක හරියට පාට වෙන්නේ නැහැ. ඒකට brush එකෙන් ගෙනියනකොට හිමිහිට අරගෙන යන්න ඕනේ. Right? And you can give some patterns as well, right? So there are different kinds of patterns. So you can select a pattern. If I let's say I'm going to select this. So if I draw it, I can increase the size. You can see then you can see clearly. They're going to brush එක pattern එක පේනවනේ. So if I brush it, yeah, I can paint it like this. මේක තමයි ඒතර මගේ brush pattern එක වෙන්නේ. Right? So likewise, there are many different patterns. We can use this, right? So just select as you want and select the colors that you want. And you can just draw. Right? That is how the brush is working. Right? And let me take another new one to give the other things. And this is the pencil. Pencil is there is no different to the pencil. Using the pencil you can draw, but again it is working as a brush එකක් වගේම තමයි වැඩ කරන්නේ. But ඒක අර brush එකක් තරම් sharply යන්නේ නැහැ. Right? ඒ කියන්නේ brush එකක් තරම් smoothly යන්නේ නැහැ. Right? You can change the things, right? And then you can draw the lines accordingly. Right? And when it comes to the airbrush, you can see the different. Airbrush එකෙන් දැන් මම නිල් පාට දාගෙන යනකොට it's the same color, but ඒක අර spray mode එකේ තියෙන්නේ. ස්ප්‍රේ කරනවා වගේ. ඒත් මම එකම තැන කීප සැරයක් ස්ප්‍රේ කරන්න ඕනේ. මට මේ color එකක් match කරගන්න ඕන නම්. Right? Otherwise if I click it and take it, it is just giving me the effect something like this. And when it comes to the ink, now ink has the ability of drawing a solid line. හැබැයි ink එක ඔයගලන්ට පේනවා ඇති එයා නතර කරන තැන්වලදී නතර වෙන්නේ අර අපි ink pen එකක් නතර වෙන විදිහටමයි. Right? And even nෑ ink line එක. Right? And if you think about the starting point, that starting point is solid. අර pencil එකක ඊළඟට pen brush එකක තිබ්බා වගේ the light color එකකින් start වෙලා නෙවෙයි මෙයා වැඩ කරන්නේ. Right? And I can change the angles. Angle එක change කරාම එයා ලියවෙන විදිහ ටිකක් වෙනස් වෙනවා. Right? අපි අර පෑන ඇල කරලා ලියනවා වගේ. Right? So we can change the type as well over here. Right? Rounded shape එකකින් යන්න diamond shape එකකින් යන්න. Right? So likewise we can do it. And if we move it slowly, අපි ආව හිමින් move කරොත් අර තීන්ත පෑනක් එක ළඟ තිබ්බා වගේ දෙයක් වෙනවා. එන්න එන්න තීන්ත පාර පොඩි ලොකු වෙනවා. හයියෙන් move කරොත් එහෙම වෙන්නේ නැහැ. Right? So that is how the inks and the fillings are using over here. And you can use the eraser and you can change the size of the eraser from here. Right? Then you can do the erasing. Right? Then ඕගොල්ලෝ bucket fill එක අරගෙන මේක හිතන්නකො දම් පාටින් fill කරනවා කියලා. So the entire thing will like the empty spaces will fill from the purple color. Right? So if I apply a particular pattern to the eraser, right? So let's say I'm applying this. If I increase the size of the eraser, so I can erase the things on that particular manner. Right? You can solid eraser එකකින් මකනවා වගේ නෙවෙයි. Right? This is also help you to create some changes or like create some artistic effect. Right? ඒතර අපිට solid දෙයක් මකා ගන්න තියෙනවා නම් it's better we go with this dot, so it will help you to clear it out in a very accurate manner. Right? So if I increase this, so I can erase the things. So if we use a pattern, we can erase the things by applying as a pattern. Right? So those are the things. And the clone, heal, and the perspective clone tools, these things, yeah, මේ සෙට් එකම එකම විදිහකට යන්නේ. So I'll discuss these things in next day. We have talk about these move tools and rotate, scaling, and all these things. We can finish those things off, and we are going to do this practical as well next week. අර ටික ටක් ගාලා අපිට කතා කරන්න පුළුවන්. කතා කරලා අපිට practical ටික කරලා ඉවර කරලා gym part එක ඉවර කරන්න පුළුවන්. Right? So once we are done with the gym part, the animations are there, audio editing are there, video editing are there. Right? So we have to go through it. So we'll try our best to finish up the things within these 2 weeks, or maybe it will consume the next week as well. Right? So within 3 weeks, I'm hoping to end the things. So at the end of the August, I'm planning to finish the HTML lesson as well. So we can start revision. That means like we can start doing the papers. And meanwhile, we can discuss the very last lesson, right? So people, thank you very much for today's session. So thanks for coming. Right. I'll see you on the next week for the very same time. Right. So be prepared. We are going to do some real editing by next week. Right. So thank you very much, people. Have a nice weekend. I'm going to end the session from here.
Thank you, sir. Have a nice
Right.
day.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Bye, sir.
Right. Okay, everyone. Right. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Right. Okay, Dua. Right. Okay, Saran. Saran. Thank you very much, Saran. Right. So I'm ending the session. Thank you very much.